Hi guys, welcome back to the Humble Gamer channel. I'm the Humble Gamer and this is yet more of my Steam Festival of Steam Festival, Summer of Steam Festival thing. So, we are finishing off the impromptu, I hadn't planned it to be like this, but we are finishing off the impromptu narrow gauge week with possibly the most famous narrow gauge railway of them all, the Talyllyn Railway. This is the Talyllyn Adventure 2.0 done by Steve Pontin. Check him out in the description below. We are of course driving Dolgok. Now most of you know this route, I imagine, so I won't bore you with too many of the details. Like I said, do just go and check out the link in the description below and you will learn all you need to learn about it. But yes, so this is Talyllyn Wharf, and we will cut our way through there. It's going to be about an hour. We are going all the way to Mícheál, and I apologise immediately for any of my Welsh pronunciations, because I am English and therefore incapable of doing your language justice. Despite going to university there for 3 years. I'm awful with the Welsh language, and I apologise profusely for what will inevitably be unintentional, but no doubt insulting renditions of your beautiful, beautiful language. So I apologise straight away for that. But yes, this is Dolgok leaving Talyllyn Wharf. And of course of particular interest to myself, for many reasons. I've never actually been to the Talyllyn Railway. I would love to go, but as I'm building Sodor, this of course being the route that the Skyway Railway is heavily based on, to the point of actually stealing most of its history and lore from it. So this is obviously of some interest to me. I've run this route several times on the original Microsoft Train Simulator and on TS, wouldn't have been 2020, on Dovetail Games TrainSim, and it's a gorgeous route, and I haven't showcased it on the channel, and I wondered why, so thought I'd get on with it. And I want to do a special shout out to Steve Pontin, because he, because I owned the original route, but I hadn't updated the Talyllyn Adventure. He was actually very, very generous. I sent him an email and explained that actually because he'd updated his website, so I ordered this off the old website, and then realised there was a new website, and I was like, could I just swap my order? And he was very accommodating. He was very, very accommodating, and I feel like that should be pointed out, because he is a developer I like. He and his team and whoever he works with, well, not his team. But actually, hold on, bear with me. I have the correct credits to give, because I did the Festiniog route. He very magnanimously pointed out that it wasn't just him, so I think it's only fair. So I read the comment. And, no, not that. That's not what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to do. Is it on this one he did the comment, or is there we are. When it came, this is specifically about the Festiniog route, not the Talyllyn route, it should be said. But he wanted to point out that there was a guy called Steve Fleming who produced the route. But Steve Pontin does a lot of the rolling stock, and he did produce this route. So yes, sorry, I went very quiet for a second there because I wanted to get my facts right, because Steve Pontin reached out to me on the video I did of the Talyllyn Railway to point out that it wasn't just him. I suspect that was not the Talyllyn, the Festiniog. I suspect that was to do specifically with the Festiniog route. But while we're here and I've got you, I thought I would point it out, so that you guys were aware. There's a guy called Stephen Fleming who does route building as well. I don't know if he was involved in this, but as far as I'm aware, this is just Pontin. There's Burnhope from our previous video, and Dolgok again. So there have been 3 Dolgoks as we pull into Pendra Station, the first stop on this route, and he has done a wonderful job. He's done a wonderful job. So we'll just stop and ponder for a bit. There's no passengers on the platform, but that's not important. This route, like I said, I've never been on the actual Talyllyn, so I don't know how realistic it is, but knowing the work he's done on the Festiniog with Stephen Fleming, and having watched videos of the Talyllyn, I'm fairly confident in saying that this is about as accurate as you could expect to get without professional assistance. But then I apologise to Mr. Pontin if you are a professional route builder. No offence was meant with that comment. But yeah, so unless the Talyllyn Railway Society themselves went out and built this point by point, which I think is pretty much what Steve Pontin did anyway. It's phenomenal for what is essentially a donationware route. I should point out you do have to pay for this route, but you do not have to. But any money you give to Steve Pontin through his website is given, apart from covering costs of postage and CDs, all profit is given straight to the Talyllyn, or the Festiniog Welsh Highland Railway, depending upon which route you buy. But yeah, so it's just a wonderful route, and I thought it would be quite a nice way to finish our, like I said, impromptu narrow gauge week. Never planned to do a narrow gauge week. It's just the last the two videos I recorded before this were both narrow gauge, and of course the Sodor Mountain Railway on Friday is narrow gauge, and it just sort of seemed to fit. But yeah, so here we are going deep into the Welsh countryside. So yes, once we our next stop is Hendy Holt. We will stop there. We will also stop at Fachgoch Holt. I apologise for the pronunciation. Then Ryderonnen. Then Bringlas. And then Dolgoch. I'm slowing down, I can hear Abergynolwyn, obviously. And then Nant Gwernol. Why am I slowing down? Oh, because we are climbing. One in 69 up to Hendy Holt. It has been a long time since I've driven the Talyllyn Adventure version 2, this particular version of the route, I have to be honest. So, while I remember the route reasonably well, my knowledge of it is not, certainly not encyclopedic, shall we put it that way. But I do genuinely, I've said this a few times, hello Cockerel, I do genuinely hope that you have enjoyed this festival. There are 4 videos coming out next week to finish off the festival the last week. They are going to be challenge related. I don't specifically know at time of recording what specific challenges I'm going to do. I know one of them. It is the clan challenge, which I was set. The first challenge I was set. The clan challenge is to drive non-stop from Bath to Temple Combe on the Somerset and Dorset Joint Railway, with the clan class and 10 on. Or whatever is the most amount of carriages you can have on in quick drive. So I want to see how much gap there was. I've gone past Hendy Holt. Just gone flying past it, haven't I? There was no visible platform that I could see. Where are you? Oh, it was here, wasn't it? Somewhere around here with the farm. Either way. We will probably not stop at Fachgoch Holt then either, which is good because I won't have to keep saying the name and offending Welsh people. But yes, so next week is going to be Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. It's going to be 4 challenge videos on Monday. So a week today, the final video of this is the clan challenge, where I will be hoping to drive from Bath to Templecombe non-stop using the clan locomotive. I tried it in a live stream and failed miserably. Hello, Bexley. Give me 2 seconds, boy. Sorry about that. The dog wished to go into the garden. Oh, whistle. Consider me whistled. So, I can't remember where I was, what I was chatting about, so I apologise if it was an interesting point. I would say let me know in the comments, but there's little to no point in doing that because this is all pre-recorded. Obviously. Oh, they're just... Oh, they're little stopping places. Right, okay, because there is Fachgoch. Fachgoch? Fachgoch? I don't know, I'm going to stop talking because I will offend somebody Welsh. Because it's bad enough that I'm English, but it's worse that I'm English and I can't pronounce stuff. So, our next up will be Coincheanainn. Climbing a little bit. Let's put a bit more power into this locomotive. Let's have a sit in one of the small Talyllyn carriages. I like these carriages. I prefer these to the more modern ones, if I'm being honest. I have to be honest, I prefer this kind of look. I mean, for a start, Steve Pontin has captured this feeling perfectly. Oh, 1 in 77. Hello. There we go. That's a climb. Up to Kivnall Halt. Kinval? Kinval. We'll go with Kinval. There we go. Managed to get the speed back. But yeah, no, he has really managed to capture the sort of wide country expanse. That is mid Wales. I love Wales. Wonderful country. Wonderful country. Gorgeous scenery. And nice people. On the whole. I mean, no better or worse specifically than anywhere else, I guess, but I've never had too much trouble with them. Ah, yes, now let's see how much clearance there is or not. Not a huge amount, but enough. Also, I appreciate that clearance will change from bridge to bridge. We've now gone past Kivnall Halt. Kinval? Kinval Halt, that's what we said. Kinval. And we are approaching. I don't know why I've suddenly gone like that. We are approaching Coincheanainn. And so here we are. We shall turn the sanding off. We don't need it. We're not going. We're on relatively flat ground at the moment. A little bit more to get us up to it, I think. Now we're going 1 in 109 as we pull into Coincheanainn, our first stop on the Talyllyn Railway. We are just over 5¼ miles away from Nantgwenol. Sorry, Nantgwenol. With at least a semblance of its Welsh pronunciation. Here we are, Coincheanainn, surrounded by flowers, which it's a lovely route. It's a lovely route. I really want to go on it. I really want to have a run on it. And here we can pick up passengers, can we not? Apparently not. But either way. This is TrainSim. What are you doing? One of those little Momentary freezes. This is Rideronnen Caravan Park. Don't know if that's specifically what it's there for, but there is a caravan park nearby. Apparently the sound of water as well. We shall now move on to our next stop, which I think is Dolgoch, but I'm not sure. Slight roll back down the 1 in 109. No, it'll be Bringlass, yes. Bringlass first, then through Six Bends, then Dolgoch, then Abergynolwyn, and then Nangwenol. Yeah. This is gorgeous, this. Really is. It's a really well done route. And an iconic piece of British history that I'm, again, very glad that Steve Pontin did, but I'm amazed that none of the commercial people have done it. But I suppose this is the thing. This is my ongoing battle with Train Simulator, because I have little interest in modern traction in that sort of sense, or traditional routes. That's where the sound of rushing water was from. Little stream. Lovely. But yeah, I have very little time for, like, I'm not interested in driving to picking a route out there. I'm not necessarily interested in driving from you know, London to Reading or London to Oxford in the modern era. GWR, yeah, done and done, but not Intercity 125s have very limited appeal to me. So the thing with TrainSim is I appreciate Dovetail Games and other developers have got to walk a line, because a lot of us, you know, I mean, here I am moaning, I'm British, I get a load of routes made for me. If you're looking at people in other countries like Australia, New Zealand, South America, I know it's frozen, I'm just going to ignore it and hope it carries on, which it does. But no, Oceania, South America, places like Spain and Portugal that have wonderful routes. You know, I have a whole playlist on YouTube of railway videos of varying degrees of nerdiness, and you know, it's called Steam videos. It's not a public playlist, I don't think, so don't go looking for it. But it doesn't just have Steam on it. It's basically just railway stuff. And there are so many routes that should absolutely be on Train Simulator, but they're just not. They seem to focus on the UK, modern UK, America, and sort of Germany and France, and this is no disrespect to any of those countries, but I just think there are so many great railways out there. People should, and it shouldn't be down to the community to do it, that, you know, there are some wonderful railway journeys out there that absolutely deserve to be on this game. I just think it's odd that Dovetail Games aren't picking up on that and doing it. But what do I know? I'm just someone that uses the game and enjoys it. But either way, what it does mean is that people like Steve Pontin get to showcase their skills and give us routes like this, and this is a wonderful route. It's phenomenal. All done using genuine data from Google Maps, so it is all perfectly to scale. And the scenery is just wonderfully done, and it's lovely. It's lovely, and we get stock like this, which is gorgeous. I enjoy narrow gauge railways. There's no other way of putting it. I do enjoy narrow gauge railways. So, 1 in 156. Bit of a climb for a narrow gauge loco. Hitting 040. And particularly something as old as Dolgoch. And this will not come as a shock to anybody. You will see Dolgoch running around Sodor. Masquerading as Rheneas until someone... Because I know we've got reskins of Peterson, we've got reskins of Duncan that I will be using. Hold on, was I supposed to stop? Stop until called forward. Well, I didn't. As we approach Bringlass Loop and Bringlass Platform. This is one of 2 passing places on the route, the other one being Abergynolwyn. But there is no other traffic today, so we are free to continue. At least as far as I'm aware, there's no other traffic today. No, there isn't. Good. Is there? No. That's good as we pull into Bringlass Platform. It's iconic fence. I say iconic fence. I always remember Bringlass Platform has that curved fence. There we go. Here is Bringlass. The stream going right underneath the very platform. We are getting deeper into the Welsh mountains. I didn't notice Bringlass Platform had that sort of lift in it. It's very nice. I also love the slate, the slate fencing that you get with this route. Did that all wrong. Now I got it right. So we are now heading through Six Bends, and then it is on to Dolgoch and the falls. Then it's past the quarry, into Abergynolwyn, and then on to Nant Gwernol, which I reckon it's saying 10:57, so in about 25 minutes time I think we can probably cut some off that. Not much, but I think we can cut some off it. As we make our way through a bit where there's little point in me coming out of the cab, I don't think, so since we're going to be in the cab for a while, actually I might as well go into the cab for a while. And yes, since we're going to be into the cab for a while, the plans I've got for TrainSim and the railway stuff in general on this channel, Sodor has its own plans, Sodor is its own thing. That will be explained in Sodor Snippets videos. So, if you want to know about Sodor, check out the Sodor Snippets playlist. The more recent videos will have me talking about something, I think possibly the one that came out last week. Because at time of recording it's last week for you, but I haven't recorded it, so... but yes, the one that comes out, the one that's coming out that's come out last week for you guys, the sort of Arlesborough to Ellsworth redone video, will outline a lot of what I want to do with Sodor. But in terms of the TrainSim stuff, obviously I'm going to keep doing the TrainSim workshop routes. I do have a couple of challenges, not the sort of challenges that you're going to see next week, but I've got other challenges that I want to sort of do to see if I can do it. On TrainSim, there's also other railway stuff that I'm bringing, like Railway Empire, Railway Tycoon 2, not 3 because I prefer Railway Tycoon 2. Things like, transport, Transport Fever or Railway Fever, whichever one I've got. I can't remember which version I own. The first one, I think, is just called Transport Fever. Stuff like that. I'm going to be bringing that into specifically the Humble Railways channel. So that will be alongside the other video games that I play for my sort of bread and butter, as they say, as we come through the Six Bends area. Oh, excuse me. It is a lot later now than my previous video because I had issues getting with TrainSim, which is now 12:30. I believe the last video was 11:15. Was the time I mentioned within it. Okay, slow us down a little bit. We're just gonna going to the 16 mph mark, which I don't really want to do. But yeah, so no, I have a lot of stuff that I want to do on this channel, actually. Some to do with railways, some not to do with railways. And I think it is, unless something drastically changes in the foreseeable future, it is going to be just a hobby channel, so it'll all be pre-recorded. Basically, what you see is what you get, sort of situation. Very much as it has always been on this channel. While TrainSim loads in the next tile. Okay, we're now 1 in 103. I'm struggling. And how far are we from Dolgok? Well, not a million miles away. Not a million miles away. Go across the famous viaduct, of course. Yes, we start to... Yeah, I remember this now. The line starts to climb out of the valley. Because to get to Nant Gwenol, it obviously has to. It wouldn't... You could go flat along there, but then suddenly you've got a much more severe gradient to get to where you need to go, so... Building along... Excuse me! Building along the side of the valley was much more economical for the railway builders. Excuse me. There we are. Less than just over half a mile, sorry, before we get to the viaduct and Dolgok itself. But yeah, you can expect to see an awful lot of Talyllyn stuff on Sodor, and not just on the Talyllyn Railway. It also features in... I know you've just seen one version of it, but it will also feature in the finalised version of the Mountain Railway. Or the Cul de Fel Railway. That's something that someone needs to do. Someone needs to do someone needs to make the... Well, first of all, Snowdon Mountain Railway route would be... I know it's out there, but with the cogged... With the cogged track, the inner rail, I can't remember what it's called. But with that, and the stock would be awesome. So any prospective loco builders out there, there's something. I have Blender, but I don't have the skills to do that. I'm using Blender for other things, which I shall let you know about in due course, because I will. I'll be coming to you for help with the project I have on Blender at the moment. It's not a gaming project, but I would love to get your guys and gals help, or whichever pronoun you prefer. But yeah, so yeah, if anyone fancies building the Snowdon Mountain Railway stock, I would download it straight away. I would even pay for it. I don't have the money to pay. I don't have the money to commission it, sadly, but I would definitely pay for it if it was made, because that would go straight onto Sodor, no questions asked. Oh, excuse me. I'm terribly sorry. I'm not even that tired. Or more correctly, I didn't think I was that tired. Apparently I am. Just gonna slow down because apparently it's 5 miles an hour over this viaduct, which is, you know, old and very narrow. And this model, the model of the viaduct itself also features on Sodor, as the viaduct on the Talyllyn Railway, which this is of course what that is based off of. So I think this requires a view from down in the valley. Look at that. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous as we get to see the view from the train as well. Well, we are technically speeding, if you're into such things. And here is Dolgok Station itself, just under 2.5 miles from Nant Gwynol. I don't know if he's rendered the falls, he probably hasn't. Simply because this is again a very enclosed scenery route, plus also you don't need to, it doesn't lose anything, but let's go and have a look. Hop off while it's still moving. It says to the falls this way. Ooh. He might have rendered the falls. I don't think he has. No, he hasn't. And I can't say I blame him. Oh no, of course he hasn't, because the falls are this way. So that's, I think, where the falls would be. But like I said, it's not important. There is no judgment that they haven't been rendered. Oh no, this one you can open the doors on. Okay. So here's the famous TrainSim. Don't be doing this, thank you. Here's one of the famous shots that people always get. Often see in books, etc. Oh no, stop, passengers. Ah, gone, there we go. I was even looking at the carriages and I still pulled away before the doors had shut. I'm not very good at this. Look at the detailing in this locomotive. Even the side rods painted properly. Gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. But anyway, enough of such frivolities. Let us continue on our way. We'll now go past the quarry sidings, and our next stop will be Abergynolwyn, and then Nant Gwynol. Which it's saying is going to take us about 19 minutes, about 19-20 minutes. I think we'll probably chop some off that, because once you start accelerating, you do naturally chop time off. But yeah, it's been quite nice to do this whole festival thing. Actually, it's been really good to get some TrainSim back on the channel and get it back in a big way. Because while I will always play other video games, I will never just play TrainSim. I'm well aware of the role that TrainSim has played in the number of subscribers I have at time of recording, which is 495. I don't know how many subscribers I currently have, obviously, because it hasn't happened yet. When I say currently have, in terms of what you guys are watching. In August, but whatever it's got up to, if it has gone up at all, if it hasn't gone up, that's fine, but if it has gone up, whatever number it's at, thank you ever so much for subscribing. If you are enjoying what you're seeing, please do like and subscribe, obviously, and check out the other stuff, but we'll get more of that as we get to the end of the video. I basically did my outro there, and we're just over halfway through. So here we are, we're coming up to quarry sidings. Stop until called forward. There is no other train, so that shouldn't be an issue. Let's pop ahead. So here we are. This is quarry and the guest house. Very nice. There I go. Onto... Now let me think how I pronounce this one. It's down here. It's either going to be Coincheanainn or Coincheanainn. I'm going to go with Coincheanainn. Not Coincheanainn. That's something entirely different. Coincheanainn. And again, I apologise to anybody who is a native Welsh speaker. I'm not. I'm decidedly English and crap at Welsh pronunciation. And I apologise for butchering your language. But steady on, TrainSim. There we go. Cool, need to clean the cache out, I think. But yes, so Coincheanainn Koch embankment, which is presumably this bit. This large embankment-like structure. And after that we're into Abergynolwyn. And the final approach to Nant Gwennol. Just saying it's now only 15 minutes away, so we have made up some time. Sorry, I've got really itchy eyes. Oh, sorry. I know that's going to come through quite loud, so I apologise for hitting the microphone. Oh. There we go. Slide my glasses back in. This is lovely scenery. Lovely scenery. I do love Wales. I haven't been to this particular bit, but every bit of Wales I have been to I've absolutely loved. It's been gorgeous. We are struggling slightly at this 1 in 155 slope, but it is essentially an uphill railway, the Talyllyn. It's going from the coast into the mountains, so it's always constantly climbing on some level. Except not on the level, because if it was on the level it wouldn't be climbing. Ha. It's technically an engineering joke, I guess. So I'm to push Dolgok a little bit. This locomotive is over 100 years old, heading towards 150. In fact, might even be 150. So definitely pull. Oh, no, we can pull off a little bit. There we go. As we head into Abergynolwyn. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me, I apologise. Nothing to do with the route. Nothing to do with the route whatsoever. That whistle reminds me of the Isle of Man locomotives. They're made by the same people. Bear Peacock? Is Dolgok made by Bear Peacock? Oh no, they're Fletcher Jennings, so meh. Just they sound very similar. But then a lot of locomotives have similar sounding whistles. There's only so many whistle sounds you can get. This should go full Ivor the engine. Come on, Ivor. Someone made a route for Ivor. Someone made Ivor the engine for... Now, was it? Yeah, it was Microsoft TrainSim that somebody made a model of Ivor the engine for. If that person, I can't remember who it was. If that person happens to be watching this video, oh, we're stopping at the up platform. I could change that, but I'm not going to. Because we are, of course, actually going down. Because you always go up to London. Oh no! This is the up platform. Of course it is, because yeah, we're going towards London, and that way away from London. Oh God. If only I had a brain. I might be dangerous to somebody, probably myself. But yes, here is Abergynolwyn, just over half a mile from Nant Gwennol. those coaches are. That was a very, very abrupt stop from me. I'm actually past what area of Abergynolwyn Station the game considers a platform. Ah well, never mind. Here is Abergynolwyn. A couple of slate trucks there, ready and waiting for the slate traffic that once proliferated along this line. What on earth are you? You're either missing or a developer thing that hasn't been removed. Either way, it's not vitally important because we've got 3/4 of a mile to go to Abergynolwyn. And we're going to go now into the forest. No, I won't turn the sounding off just yet. We'll turn that off though. As we head out of Abergynolwyn and towards our final destination of Nant Gwernol. It's going to take us about 10 minutes to get to. It's a bit long. But yeah, I think narrow gauge railways are the ones I really have the wish list for in terms of TrainSim, because standard gauge is pretty much covered. If you want it, somebody somewhere has probably made it. Going to Forestry Crossing. Now, does that mean 5 miles an hour, or is that whistle post 5? 5 miles an hour. Well, weenie, 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 weenie. Love it. Memories of Northwood Holt on the Severn Valley Railway. That's the noise. If you're coming here from the if you've come here from the Severn Valley Railway one, or you remember the point I tried to make, that's the noise that the crossing used to make. Oh no, that's not what I wanted to do. I want to see what those signs said around the crossing. Abergynolwyn Station, Nant Gwernol Station, and Forest Walks. We've slowed to almost a halt because I haven't been watching. I'm too busy trying to read the signs. Really? 5 mph all the way along here? No, it can't be. No. Once my last carriage passes that sign, I would guess. Yeah, 15. Got this one in 152 embankment. Again, there is a river nearby. There it is. It's not a bad way of doing a waterfall. Oh, stretch and stretch, there we go. So yes, we are approaching Nant Gwernol fairly swiftly now. We're just saying Nant Geol, which is a slightly different map marker. So I won't be stopping there. We're stopping in Nant Gwernol platform as we now turn in away from the valley on final approach. This is a really lovely route. I've always enjoyed the Talyllyn, whichever version of it I've had. And there is the town of Nant Gwernol. I presume the town of Nant Gwernol. The town shares its name with the station. I could be wrong. But there's a river down there. So, ooh, 122. That'll do you. That's a bit of punishment for Tolgok right at the end here. Whistle. And of course the pine forest, which covers the hillside. And here is Nant Gwernol Station. Which we shall come to a stop at. Hopefully a bit less abruptly than before. There we go, and there is the end. That is the end, the literal end of the line for Talyllyn. That is as far as I believe it ever went. And so this is the view of Dolgok we shall leave you with. So yeah, genuinely, thank you ever so much for watching. That is a wonderful route. Please do go and support Steve Pontin and everyone else, Steve Fleming, everyone else that has worked on both this route and the Festiniog route and the Welsh Highland Railway. I've already done the Festiniog, I've now done this. I will be doing the Welsh Highland Railway, but not part of this festival, so please do check all that out in the description down below. Check out Steve Pontin's website in the description down below. Check out my Sodor Snippet series down below. Check out all the links down below, as well to different playlists and also to some third-party developers. They're not sponsoring me, they don't know I'm doing it, I just really like them, and so they think you guys like them too, so I'll put the links to them in the description. Check out the annotation on the screen you're about to see. Thank you ever so much for watching. I was me, that was the fabulous Talyllyn Adventure 2.0 route for TrainSim 2020 by Steve Pontin. See you in the next episode, guys. Goodbye.
It's like being a fireman. For those of you who don't know, I'm quite big on trains, steam trains. That may knacker up my appeal to some of you, despite the comment in my trailer that I am, in fact, quite sexy. Kinda sexy, I believe is the quote, actually. But being manly, lifting coal, fixing machinery, and being brave in the face of amnesia, that surely wins me points with the ladies.